Hi, I'm Sir Bobucksmogger. Yeah, I know it's an interesting name. It's a long story. But this is a new channel that myself and my partner have set up, and we would like to actually cover tutorial videos, and as well as gameplay on our content. Basically, we have created games, we have planned out projects, and we would like to do videos on those games so you guys can see what we're up to. We have some pretty cool projects in mind, and I will give you a little sneak peek. It's called Big Back Grillers. You hear a lot. You will hear about that quite a bit in the next couple of weeks. Anyway, my goal today is to teach you guys how to create a please donate stand like this in this video. There will be two separate videos. One will show you how to create the basic stand, and the other will show you how to create this exact copy that you see in front of you. Anyway, I'm going to get back into teaching this video. Anyway, let's get to it. I'm going to try and keep this as simple as possible and work this through step by step. So, let's start by inserting a cube into the viewport. Alright, we got a cube, and there are many things we can do to it to form the shape of this part right here. This is the first part of the sign. So, I'm going to move it up just by holding down on this blue arrow, and then I'm going to press S on my keyboard. So S to scale, and then S and Z to scale on the vertical axis, or the Z axis you would say. And now I'm going to press tab and go into edit mode. And from edit mode there are many things we can do here. First and foremost, I'm going to select all by pressing A. It's already selected, but if I click off and I press A, that will select the entire cube. I'm going to size X on the X axis and just thin that out a little bit to more accurately portray the sign itself. Now, more importantly, I'm going to select each edge on the corners here, and I'm going to bevel these edges. So by beveling, you just need to press Control and B on your keyboard together. Oh, I selected the wrong edge loop there. Control and B will bevel the corners. You can scroll with the mouse wheel in order to select how many edge loops you want, but we're going to stick with just this. Alright, now this is more advanced, so you're going to inset the front face here. So you see how this face kind of just looks like it was brought in? This is how this entire loop was kind of created. So by insetting, I'm going to press I on the keyboard. I'm going to inset to about there, and then I'm going to bring the arrow in on the X axis, just like this. And now you kind of have this little intrusion going on here. And now to make it more accurate to what we've got in this reference picture here, I'm going to select the edge loop around it. I'm going to press Shift and Alt, and then Control B to bevel, just like this. Yeah, that's getting closer. That's getting closer. So scale this down just a little bit more. Yeah, okay. Select these edge loops again just to fix it up a little bit. Alright, now it's looking better. So, you see how these sides are brought in just a little bit? The modeler basically added in edge loops on the sides here. And to add in an edge loop, you can just press Ctrl R on your keyboard, like this. Do it for both sides, and it will add those edge loops in. Now you're going to do Shift A to select both edge loops, and size Y on the Y y-axis, bring that in just a little bit. Now we've basically gotten, for the most part, the shape of this spy, but it looks like he added a couple edge loops up here too, just to bring it out a little bit. So we're going to do the same thing we did on the sides, just Shift A to select edge loops, and then size Z a little bit. And now we've got more of a look like that. Perfect. Alright, now we want the sign down here too. And to make this easy, we're just going to duplicate the first sign by using Shift and D on the keyboard. So press Shift D, duplicate, and bring it down just a tad. It looks like it's the same shape for the most part, so I'm going to basically just size it down by pressing S. So size just a little bit. Yeah. Now, I'm going to select my cursor right here, and I'm going to press it right here, because when I press Shift A to insert a new part, or how you would call it, I think a mesh, it's just going to spawn right there, instead of me needing to drag it all the way across from the viewport. And I'm going to recreate this little part right here, the main stand itself, and I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to size Y to make that table, and then size X. Okay. It's almost there. Let's get into flat view mode here and size Y. One more time. There. Okay. That's, I believe, the more proper shape. And I'm gonna create that little middle part there, and it's very simple, honestly. So I'm gonna go into edit mode again, and I'm gonna select the face by pressing, well, first I gotta go from edge mode to, or edge select to face select here. And now I'm gonna press the face, click on the face, and bring it up just a tad. And what I'm trying to do is replicate the same shape on the top here. And it looks like he clicked the face on top and he insetted that again. He insetted the face. Oh, let's redo that. And he brought it in just a hair. Okay, so I'm gonna bevel. Shift A to select edge loops on the corners here. Control B to bevel. I think that's perfect. Alright, we've got that main foundation created. Now I'm going to go back into face select mode by pressing 3 for the shortcut key. I'm going to face select. Bring it to about here. And now I'm going to press E to extrude. Bring it down just a hair. And then finally, recreate the top again. So, E to extrude, size, it brings it out to match the edge of the top here, and then E to extrude once more. About right here, okay? And now you got the main table here. Looks good. Some edge loops here and here. So that's Control Z. That's Control R to edge loop. Control R again. And size Y. Bring those sides in. And now you got this going on. And I think I'm going to size this face a little bit more so it has kind of a deeper look. Alright, now adding quarter pads to the table here will give it a nice little look, I believe. And I'm just using Shift Alt to select all these faces on the corners. Okay, all faces are selected. I'm going to right click and bring up this, what would you call it? Tab mode. And then I'm going to select extrude faces along normals. And this is going to individually extrude each side and create a nice little shape for us here. Cool. All right, so that's done. I'm finally going to replicate this last part of the sign down here. So I'm just going to grab the sign up here again and duplicate it. Shift D, duplicate. I'm going to bring it out and then down. Then I'm going to size it just a little bit. Let's go on to the y-axis here. And then R to rotate just to get it angled properly. Slightly up. Good. Just down a little bit. Okay. I'm going to go into edit mode. And let's go to edge select mode here. That's pressing 2 on the keyboard. Let's see if I can do this. So Control R. First I want to get rid of these edges. So I'm going to select Shift Alt to select all. And then dissolve edges to get rid of that. I'm going to select these edge corners. Yeah, I'm going to select these edges. Bring it up. And then size Y to bring it in. I'm going to do the same on the bottom. Let's get rid of these edges by Shift Alt and dissolve edges. Select Shift Alt. Bring edges down and size Y. Okay, it also looks like these were scaled on the y-axis inwards just a little bit, giving it more of a diamond aesthetic. And he also had these edge loops dissolved. So I'm going to Shift Alt edge loops again and dissolve these edges up here. And finally, let's go back into the wireframe mode here, and I'm going to select all of the bottom part here. So this is selected. Now I'm going to size Y and then extrude it in just slightly to give the same little diamond look. Perfect. Okay. I kind of want this table to be just a little taller, so I'm going to size and Z and bring it up just a hair. And let's reposition this again to fit that. Good. Okay, that's all nice and looking pretty decent. For the hell of it, I'm going to add this name from the stand and bring it over here. I got to set the origin really quick just to get that cursor over here. So, origin to geometry. Bring this down slightly, this down, and slide. Okay, that's positioned very nice. All right. Now, I want to create one of these robux. What would you call it? I mean, I'm going to call it a coin, a robux coin. So I can easily do this by inserting a cylinder. Let's move my cursor over here so it's out of the way of everything. And I'm going to Shift A, and I'm going to add in a cylinder. And it's 6 edges, as you can see from the reference picture over here. And it's creating that hexagonal shape. And I'm gonna size it on the Z-axis to flatten it out just a little bit. Now I've got that shape here. Size it just a little bit more, and size Z. Perfect. Okay, let's go into face select mode by pressing 3. And you're going to inset the faces to get that main body created. So I to inset, bring it in just like this. And then I'm going to inset again by pressing I. And let's stop about right here. Here. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to select all the faces around it. And come on. Speed, speed, speed. X and delete faces. Lola, why do you gotta be ridiculous? Alright, go back into edge select mode by pressing 2. You're gonna select all these edges, and you're gonna do the same at the bottom. And I'm going to right click and go to loop tools on the top and add bridge. That basically adds faces to conceal the entire outside part of this coin. I know I didn't explain this, but if you want to add in loop tools to your tab bar here, just go into edit, preferences, search up loop tools, and this will pop up. You just need to check it. Alright, and I'm going to do the same with the inside here. I'm going to just loop tools and bridge. It kind of got rid of the top faces here, so I'm just going to manually re-add that by pressing F. Select all edge loops and then F, and it just adds that face right back in. And F again. Alright, we've got the main part of the coin done. Now, if you notice that square in the center there, the hole, simply put, it's not hard to do. I'm just going to insert a cube, go to object mode, insert, add a cube, size it down. Okay, I think I want it just a little smaller than that. Stop, you're not getting attention, Lola. Okay, let's get out of that cursor mode there. I'm going to add in a modifier now, and it's going to be a Boolean tool. And all you really got to do is go to object over here and click on the square in the center, and you're going to apply it. Okay? Now that it has been applied, you can move the square out of the way, and look at that. The square is there. The hole has been made. Okay, anyway. I'm going to select this object again, and I'm going to go back in edit mode, and you can see from this reference image that the coin is kind of like the edges seem a bit rounded. So simply, I'm going to select the edges on the corners here, Shift Alt select, let's get out of this awkward angle here, Shift Alt, Shift Alt, Shift Alt times 3. Okay, and Control B. So I want to scroll my wheel up to add one more edge loop there, and that gives it a nice round look. You see that? And I'm going to do the same for the center. I'm not going to Shift Alt. I'm just going to Shift and press each edge loop. This and Control B once more. Look at that. Now you see these edges here, how they're very noticeable. I'm just gonna select or right click and then shade auto smooth, and it just gets rid of those edges. Now you got this clean look. See how pretty that is? It's not pretty, it's clean. Anyway, I'm gonna bring this down. going to try to fit it to exactly how it is done in this reference image here. So I'm going to scale it down, bring it over here, bring it over here, and I'm going to position it just like this. Pretend there's a beam here for now, because I'm going to make those beams in a moment here. Rotate on the x-axis just slightly. There you go. Perfect. And there's a couple more coins here. I'm just gonna duplicate these by using Shift D again. Shift D. Let's get this rotated properly. There we go. X-axis, rotate. Y-axis, rotate. X-axis. That should be flat enough. And let's bring it down. Shift D. Let's do rotate on the Z-axis just so it has a little bit of variety. Alright, now that that's done, I want to create these beams to hold up the sign, as you see in this picture. And I think I'm going to use a cube for this. So let's move our cursor over here and Shift A, go to Mesh, add in a cube, size that cube down, click on the arrows here and move it. I'm going to go into edit mode and face select mode by pressing 3. Bring this up. I'm going to go into the x-axis to get a more accurate angle here. There you go. Size just a tad. Select that face again and bring it up. Perfect. Okay, select all by just pressing A. Bring this in. It's still not quite there. Let's do size just once more. Got to select this bottom face here because let's go to wireframe, making this easy on ourselves. There you go. Now we got a good start here. Okay. Also, you can see these little, we're going to call them blocks for now because I don't have an exact term for it, but I'm going to add in an edge loop right here, slide it down, and then select all faces, dot, dot. And I'm going to extrude face along normals. There we go. Perfect. Okay, now I want the exact same thing on the other side here, so I'm just going to select this part that I created, and I'm going to add in a mirror modifier, and let's put it on the y-axis. Let's go into here. We're going to have to move this out to the left, and then let's move it back to the center. Yeah, okay. That should be in the center there. Alright, let's apply this modifier. Alright, that first part is done. Now, I would like to bring this forward a little bit so it's not in the way. Flatten that image out on the x-axis. Perfect. Let's bring this in. Let's get these coins out of the way. I might even want to scale these down just a little bit. Okay. And let's get this back onto the beam. R Control S, I'm going to save all this. And finally, we're going to get to these last few games here. So let's move our cursor up here. Shift A, add in a cube once more. Scale it down, S. And let's go to arrows and move it in. Tab. Bring it up. Scale it just a little bit more. Select that top face. And let's move it outward. Okay. For the most part, that is good. I'm going to also add in a mirror modifier and put it on the y-axis. Let's move it out. Bring it in just a little bit. Control S, save. Okay, looks good overall. Let's apply that modifier. You can only apply modifiers in object mode, by the way. Just a little fun fact. All right, so we have finished the Please Donate stand, at least the basic version. Let me unhide this really quick. So, if you would like to learn how to add in the extra details, I'm going to consider this the spice of the Please Donate stand. I will go over it on a fully uncut video. Just for you, it's optional. You don't need to watch it, but if you do, great. But yeah, you do get the understanding of the important stuff on how to create the Please Donate stands that you see in the game Please Donate. If there are any questions, please write them out in the comment section. Feel free to give us some feedback. It'd be great. I'll see you later. Goodbye.